snake vehicle. A snake vehicle is composed with two sledges, the front one and the second one. We have two inputs on this system. The first one is U1. We can change the angle beta between the front wheel. So here it's ice skate, and we have on this system, which can move on a frozen lake, at the surface of the frozen lake, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ice skates, but it can be wheels also. So the first input can change the angle of the front wheel, and the second input is U2, which is a torque which can change the angle delta between the front and the second sledge. So from this, we have to show that some possible state equations for this system are given here. So my system is made with a front sledge. So here I have the two ice skates, and here it corresponds to the body. Here we have another ice skate with an angle beta. So if here I take 1, the input is considered as this distance. So this corresponds to U1, and U1 U1 is related to the beta as tangent of beta. Now we have another sledge with two ice skates here, and the angle here corresponds to beta, to delta. Okay, no, so now I have also the heading here, which corresponds to theta, and the center of the vehicle, so the reference point, corresponds to this point, so the middle of the front axle. So here I have X, and here I have Y. So from this, I can guess that the degrees of freedom corresponds to X, Y, theta, delta, and also so this I have 4 degrees of freedom, and to describe the speed of all components I have to add also the vector v, which corresponds to the speed of the reference point, which is like this, due to the fact that here I have wheels or ice skates. So this corresponds to the state, the main state, so I will call it x. And to have a state equation, I should try to form something like x dot equal f of x and u, where u1 corresponds to the tangent of this angle. So why I have taken the angle, the tangent, because when u1 goes from infinity to minus infinity to plus infinity, whereas beta it's an angle, so there is no limitation, and I will have some periodicity when I increase beta. So it's more comfortable to avoid any singularities to take the tangent, so that all possible u1 correspond to a feasible angle and a unique angle corresponding to a situation where I have no singularities. Okay, so now from this I will have to find the derivative of this state variable with respect to x and u. So that's what I will do. First, I will start with theta dot. So theta dot, I know that it is v1 multiplied by sine beta divided by L1, where V1 corresponds to this speed, and L1 corresponds to this distance. So the distance between the middle of the front ice skate and the center, our reference point. So here it's L1. Now I have also V here, which is related to V1 by the relation V1 multiplied by cos theta. So from this, so V1 is not inside the state variable, so I will get rid of it. And from this, I will, excuse me, here it's beta. I will get the relation theta dot, so this one, is equal to V tangent beta divided by L1. But beta is not allowed also, so only U1 and U2 to have the state equation. So I will have here theta dot is equal to V U1 divided by L1. Okay. This is my first relation I had to show. Now I will have also the derivative of x dot, which is equal to V cos theta, and y dot is equal to V sine theta. So from this I have already, so x dot equal V cos theta, y dot equal V sine theta, here theta dot equal V U1 divided by L1, and I still have to find delta dot and V dot, and recall that here I am only allowed to have in all this relation, I am only allowed to have the state variable and U1, U2. Okay, so now I can have exactly the same equation for the second sledge. So of course I will take the same relation by taking into account the fact that if here I assume that I have some virtual ice skate, then for the second sledge it is exactly the same equation as when I have considered this first the front wheel for the front sledge. So I will take exactly the same relation, and I will have, but the angle of the second sledge is not delta anymore, but it is will corresponds to theta plus delta. So I will have the relation theta dot plus delta dot, which corresponds to the derivative of the heading of the second sledge, which will be equal to V sine, so it's not sine beta, it will be, so I take this relation, V sine delta divided by L2. Now, due to the fact that delta has this direction, I will have also to put a minus here. So I can isolate this one, and I will get delta dot equal to, so it will be equal to minus V sine delta divided by L2 minus theta dot, and minus theta dot, which corresponds to V U1 divided by L1. Okay, so now I have this relation V sine delta divided by L2 minus VU1 divided by L1. I still have to find the last relation about V dot. And V dot, which corresponds to an acceleration, will be due to the torque U2, which is given here. So for this, I will apply the theorem of kinetic energy, which tells us that the temporal derivative of the kinetic energy is equal to the sum of the powers brought into the system. So it means that the derivative of the kinetic energy. So I will assume for simplicity that m is the mass of the front sledge and all the mass is inside the front sledge. So it's just for simplicity. Normally it is the mass is also on the second sledge. So the derivative of this is equal. So I will have the power due to U2, and the power is U2 multiplied by delta dot. So the rotation rate between the front and the second sledge, with some coefficient that I do not put the coefficient here. I will assume that all are equal to 1. So here it corresponds to the what we call the engine power. And also I have some friction, and so I will now write the due to the friction the dissipated power. So the dissipated power is the force of friction that I will assume proportional to the speed, so alpha times v multiplied by v. So since I know that an expression of delta with respect to the state variable and the input, I can put here, and I also know that this corresponds to 2m v dot. So from this, I can isolate in this equality, I can isolate v dot, and I obtain that v dot equal to 1 divided by m multiplied by u, so it will be u2 multiplied by minus sinus delta divided by L2 minus U1 divided by L1 minus alpha V. Okay. And from this I have obtained the state equation I had to prove. Second question, we have to simulate the state equation, and for this we'll have also to draw the system. So, to draw the system, I have to first to draw the two sledges. So here I will represent the sketch for the body, for the sledge, and it will be like this. I propose to be like this, with the axle, the two wheels, and here like this. So after, of course, I have these 3 points that are important. Here I will assume that here I have, let's say, 0.3. Here with the wheel minus 0.3. Here it will be 0.4. Here minus 0.4. And here I will have 1. Okay, so this corresponds to the sketch for the body or one sledge. I will use the same for the first and the second sledge. Now later I will have to draw the wheel, but since it can move with respect to the body, I will draw it later. I consider this Python program. Here I define the sketch, where I start from this point, which corresponds to this point. Then I will go like this. It corresponds to this point. Then I move right, corresponding to this point, and so on. So if I plot this sketch, such as here, I will have this type of picture. Later I will move it, but at the moment it's my initial sketch. So I start with the following program. I initialize my picture. I define a state which will not be used in this first program. I define the input, and then I will draw the snake. But here I will my draw snake program will only propose to draw the initial sketch. I switch to Python. I have my program here. I run it, and I have here the picture of my initial sledge. If I want to draw the whole vehicle, so here I have X and Y. I want to put at this position, let's say also X and Y, with a given heading theta. So from this I have to perform some transformation. First I will have to rotate it like this by an angle theta. So here it's approximately theta, and I will thus start from my initial sketch called M0. I will take M0 and I will multiply by the rotation transformation rot of theta. Okay, then I will have to translate like this at the right position. For this I will have to multiply by the translation transformation, which is X and Y. Assume now that I want to put the second sledge at this position. So I take the first initial sketch M0, and I will have first to translate like this. Okay, so I take M0. I will translate by -1, 0, like this. And then if here it is my angle delta, I will rotate this one by an angle delta like this. Then I will apply exactly the same transformation that I have already applied to the front sledge. So if I do this, I will put this one like this one, and of course like this. Okay, so it means that this one, if I call this, let's say this matrix R1, if here I multiply by R1, then this will produce the sketch M2 will correspond to the second sledge, whereas this one will correspond to the first sledge. Moreover, I have to draw the front wheel. So for the front wheel, I will take the initial sketch like this, and for I will call it W, like a wheel, for instance, and I will take minus 04, 04, 0, 0, and I will put in homogeneous coordinates by adding 1, like this, so that the translation become linear operation. So from this, I will also have to apply to this one a series of a sequence of transformation. So first I will have to take beta, which correspond to this angle. From U1, beta will be equal to arctangent of U1. Then I will perform this, I will call it, let's say, a W. And here this one, W0, will be equal to, first I will take W0, I will multiply by a rotation of beta, translation, here I will put right to put at the top of the initial, at the extremity of the initial sledge. So translation of 1, 0. And then I will apply exactly the same transformation as the first sledge. So this is what I will have. Just for the picture. So this corresponds to the following Python program, which is influenced by the first one. This one is to put M0, I add 1 like this to put into homogeneous coordinates. So I add a line of 1s. This one is for the wheel. It is what I call W0 previously. So this one corresponds to W0. Then here 2H means 2 dimension and homogeneous coordinate because I have added 1s everywhere. We can recognize that the matrix R1, which corresponds to this matrix given here. Then M1 is the initial sketch multiplied by R1. Here the angle beta. Skate here corresponds to the W here. And M2 corresponds to the transform sketch associated to the second car. Now from this I can take an initial state. I can take any u, and the corresponding draw snake function will form a picture of my robot. So this is the program. I run it, and I can see here the front, the second one, and the front wheel. If I change X and Y, I will perform a translation. And here, if I put a delta equal to 1, I will have an angle of 1 radian between the front sledge and the second sledge. This one corresponds to the speed, has no effect on the picture. I can put 0, for instance. If I run the program once more, I can see the difference. For the simulation, I have to program the evolution described by the state equation, which has the form x dot equal f of x and u. For this, I will apply this Euler formula inside a loop. So it is an integration chain by Euler, which is less accurate than the Runge-Kutta method. But since here I have some friction, the behavior will be equivalent. So inside the time loop starting from 0 to 10, I have my evolution, and at each step I will draw the robot, the snake. The initial condition is given here, so it means that my robot is something like this at position 0, 0. It will be with an angle theta, so the front sledge will be like this. Due to this, 2 radiant. Here I have an angle 0 for the front wheel, so the front wheel will be like this. And so, excuse me, it is like this due to beta, due to the fact that here I have 0. And here I have 0 also, which means that I have an angle 0 between the front and the second sledge. Since the speed is equal to 1, probably my system will go straight for a few seconds, because I have some friction here. Okay. So for the evolution function, this corresponds to f of x and u. So I program f, x and u inside this evolution function. So first, from x and u, I extract the variable, the state variable, and the two inputs. And this corresponds to the evolution function. So for instance, this one corresponds to this, and the last one corresponds to that. Okay. So if I run this program, I switch to Python, I run it, I can see I go straight, and I stop. Okay. So I will take a larger speed, let's say for instance a speed equal to 10 to give energy to the system, and I can see I go fast. I can also take another initial theta, I run, and I have another theta. I can take also another delta here, the angle between the two sledges, let's say of 1. If I do this, I'll obtain also something which is consistent. Okay. I will also, for the input, put an angle in the front wheel which is equal to 1. I run it. It turns. After a while, it stops, which is totally consistent with what we could expect for such a system. Now, of course, it stops, and I will have to give energy for this. And this is the question now. We'll attempt to control the system and using a biomimicry approach, and to reproduce the propulsion of a snake or a heel. For this, we'll have to perform the oscillation with the front skate. So this is the oscillation which have the following form. So P1 will correspond to the amplitude, P2 to the pulsation of the frequency, and P3 will produce the bias. So P1 and P2 will be more for the propulsion, and P3 more to control the heading of the whole vehicle. So U2, we remember that U2 is for the propulsion, and it will give the speed of our system as soon as the product between delta dot and U2, which corresponds to the power that we give to the system, is positive. So of course we'll have to choose U2 so that this product is as big as possible if we want to go fast. So now from this remark we should we should try to produce the following picture. Okay. So here we go straight, oscillating, but here we have changed the bias and we are able to, from here, with a small initial speed, then we turn left. U1 corresponding to this angle is oscillate like this. P1 cos P2 t plus P3. So P3 is a bias, and this one the frequency, and this one the amplitude. So it tells me that the front skate is oscillating with some bias, and this bias will be used for the heading. Now what about U2? So the other control U2. This one will U2 will form the propulsion. So the product delta dot times U2 corresponds to the power given to the robot, which is transformed into kinetic energy. So we'll assume that U2 belongs to an interval, let's say minus P4 and P4, which is another parameter of my controller. And delta dot U2 should be positive. So to give as much power as possible, I have to choose U2 inside this interval. So the best thing to do is to take the sine multiplied by P4 to be inside this interval of delta dot. So this product will always be equal to P4, since the sine is equal to minus 1 or plus 1. So I cannot bring much more energy than this. This is why I will take for U2 P4 multiplied by sine of delta dot, but delta dot is can be written with respect to the state variable and the inputs as follows: U1 plus sine delta. Okay, so now I will apply to this system U1, U2, this controller. This controller will read the state variable, so which are given by V delta V and delta. They will produce the inputs, and the parameters of the control will be chosen as P1, P2, P3, P4. And I will tune these parameters so that if I want to go fast, if I want to go straight or whatever, we'll see how we can tune these variables. I will implement this. So I propose to use the following Python program. I can recognize here U1, which is given here, and U2, which is given here, and that will feed the evolution function f. the parameters are fixed like this. So it means that there is no bias, and since I have no bias, I will go straight. I run the program, and I can see that indeed the front wheel oscillates, and I have some propulsion. Now, if I change the bias, for instance, I put it positive like this, I will turn left. Like this. So here I still oscillate, and I turn left. For the last question, I have to add another control loop to tune the parameters so that the system goes with a desired heading theta bar. So I already have this system, and we have seen before that the bias used in the control, this one here, P3, can be used to so if it is positive, I will turn left. If it is negative, I will turn right. I will consider this closed loop system. The input of which is P3. And I will add a controller here. The controller, I will give theta bar the angle I want, and I will collect from my system with a compass, for instance, the real heading theta. I will choose compute the error theta minus theta bar, and this will correspond to P3, we say, with a gain just in front of it. I take the following program where I compute P3 as the difference between theta and theta bar here, and the sawtooth function is here to avoid the plus 2 pi problem. Recall that the sawtooth function is like this, is the identity when the difference is between minus pi and plus pi, otherwise it is periodic like this. This allows me to build an error between angles. So it means, for instance, if I take pi minus 2 pi, which correspond to the same angle, the difference is not 2 pi. If I apply this formula, the difference error between, so the sawtooth function between this will be equal to 0 due to the periodicity. This is why here I use the sawtooth function. Here I will print theta minus theta bar to show that it will converge to 0. Difficult to say that it will converge to 0 because I am still oscillating to get a propulsion. But at least theta minus theta bar will be small. So here I ask theta bar equal p divided by 6, which is a direction like this. But for the initialization, I take a heading which is of 2, so which is something like this. So there is, you will see the robot that will move like this and follow the desired direction, the desired heading. I start here. I can see I will go to the right desired heading. If I have a look here to the list of all errors that I have printed, I can see that at the beginning I had big errors, but very quickly I had an error which is not zero because I have to oscillate, but I can see that I go to the desired heading.